in Miami, you're living in South Florida, what would you suggest right now? Given the fact that there's that many people putting bids, like what would put you in the front? What's one of the best things somebody could be doing right now to take advantage of something like that?
Well, I mean, in regards to just standing out, obviously, you won't. When they look at the DU, they want to see someone with strong credit, strong income. I mean, the main thing is always just discussing with speaking to the listing agent up front.
Okay.
And calling the listing agent when the offer's sent out, just to let them know that the buyer's strong buyer, he's got great credit, solid income, the file's already been underwritten by an underwriter already. So developing a relationship with the listing agent is always important. A lot of people don't make that phone call before or right after the offer's sent, and at that point you're kind of just a piece of paper in the pile versus the listing agent's going to remember your client's name, your name, and obviously knowing that you're being proactive prior to even getting the offer accepted.
So obviously, even right before we talk about even going to the listing agent or whatnot, talking to somebody about a loan, because obviously we have multiple things here. You're looking for the property, and obviously you want to go ahead and put a bid on something, but even before you do that, obviously we want to go ahead and make sure that we're qualified. So what would be one of those things that right now I would need in order for me to get qualified, or what are the most important things right now, the couple of pieces of paper that I need?
So essentially, pieces of paper wise, it just depends if you're employee or an employer. So if you're a W-2 employee, just your W-2s, pay stubs, driver's license, bank statement showing the funds to close. If you're self-employed, your tax returns, whether you're a Schedule C or if you get filed business returns, so the business taxes, driver's license, funds to close is pretty much what we're looking at.
So when we're talking about, obviously, because right now we're going through an up and down market, things are happening. I know we spoke about it today at lunch, and you were mentioning something. What is it that you're more or less forecasting, or what is it that you're in tune with? What channels are you going through that's giving you that information where now you're able to, like, more or less in the next 5 to 6 months, if rates do drop, what's that going to happen, or what's that going to do for the market? Or how would we be able to tell that?
So what we look at is the 10-year bonds. You can look it up on Google. Every financial forecast has it. And the other major thing is the CPI report that comes out every month. We just had one last week, and it's the lowest it's been. Inflation's been the lowest it's been in I believe it was 18 months.
Nice.
So obviously that's a solid forecast. Interest rates follow inflation. It goes up, interest rates go up, inflation goes down, interest rates go down. Now obviously we want to see a strong bond market. As you see the bonds go down, the percentage of the bonds go down, rates will go down as well. So those have been fluctuating up and down. But once inflation starts coming down, you're really going to see interest rates coming down as well, which we're starting to see now. And then, kind of projecting it, we already project that interest rates are going to start coming down. And, I couldn't tell you when the Fed is going to decide to drop the Fed rate. But, once they reach the inflation for the economy that they're going to hit, that they want to be at, you're going to see the Fed rate start to come down, and that's obviously going to be another effect, not directly, but it's obviously going to be another effect that's going to start bringing rates down as well, even lower.
So for you guys out there, obviously checking out the channel, and I would always say that 85% of everybody who literally wants to get into I want to fix my credit, is for the purposes of buying a home. And right now we're going through a situation, the ups and downs, and based on the information that obviously Matt Barquette here from Real Mortgage Solution is providing us, things might be able to get a little better for you guys out there looking to purchase a home. But the thing is, as much as I want to buy a home, am I ready? So one of the things that I always tell people is always about preparation, right? So this is the information that people literally need in order for them to prepare themselves so that you're able to even put an offer on the table. As we're seeing right now, I think you were telling me there's about 15 to about 20 offers that are being done. I know you mentioned something about a deal that there's even cash buyers that are coming in across. You got 3 or 4 cash buyers, and I don't know what the percentage, even above whatever the home is worth, but you know, we're in a stage right now that if rates go down, people are going to want to buy. So again, this information, what we're obviously providing to you guys, is for the purpose of you guys getting the most favorable rates, the best information possible, so you're prepared. So let me ask you a question. Even when it comes to the, obviously, I know you mentioned about the documents. We're going to need some tax returns, some bank statements, things of that nature. How long does it take? Like, let's say as an example, if I provide you a couple of these documents, or do you have maybe like a listing or something, or like an email that people could literally go ahead and maybe reach out to you, find out what documents, like if I need more information, how long does it take even after the documents are submitted for me to know, guess what, I'm eligible for this much, or this is how much home I could buy? How long does that take?
I mean, it takes me maybe 10, 15 minutes. I mean, I could do it over the phone with someone if I have the documents in front of me. Not, I can, get it done that same day, but it takes, 10, 15 minutes to get the information as long as I have all the documentation.
So you suggest once that happens, or once that occurs, for us to now, you mentioned something about the listing agent,
Yeah.
which is the person who's selling the property.
Selling, yes.
So in this particular case, we want to start engaging. Do you suggest for us to maybe talk to a realtor?
Yeah, I mean, I would always suggest if you're looking to buy a house, you would talk to the loan officer first, because basically the realtor is just going to send you back to me, because you're not going to know how much you qualify for. And then once you start looking at properties, and let's say you go to see a property you're looking to put an offer in, obviously your agent's going to be in contact with the listing agent. I always take the priority once the offer is sent, just to kind of introduce myself and discuss the file as much as I can, just to kind of ease the listing agent and kind of just let them be more familiarized with myself as well as my client, just so it kind of sticks out a little more from the rest.
Excellent. Now, the last thing that I obviously have, what type of influence do you have versus me going to a bank, or me probably going online, doing some of that Quicken loan stuff or the Rocket Mortgage stuff? What is the difference between me going online and doing all that stuff and providing that versus somebody like yourself?
Well, I mean, essentially, this is what this is how I make a living. One thing I always say is, at 5 or 6 o'clock, you can go ahead and call Rocket Mortgage and see if you get somebody on the phone, or Quicken, or a Bank of America.
Yeah.
Myself, I'm usually still working, whether it's 6 or 7 o'clock. The other thing is just the overall time frame when it gets to things come to getting done. I'm on the broker side, so I have wholesale pricing. There's no fees on my end that we charge. Basically, it's just underwriting for whichever bank I move forward with. And then overall speed. Majority of the banks that I work with, I have one bank that I can get an underwriting approval in 4 hours, and the average CTC is 10 days. The average CTC time, or the average closing time on a file, I believe, is just over 20 days on the broker side. When you're working with lenders, things are a little bit slower. You're going to get charged with, different fees, processing fees, application fees. I've seen technology fees. There's a bunch of different fees that are charged that you don't even realize that you're paying. Sometimes I've seen $1,000, $2,000 extra just on the start. And
So
then,
you don't charge that?
no, there's nothing that my brokerage charges. And again, like I said, I pride myself on my customer service. I don't get, if I don't close, I don't eat. So I always try to get the best interest rates. And I explain how everything works. Sometimes you'll get a loan estimate and it's just like, here's your pricing, and I'll kind of explain to you best case scenario for you, what your best scenario is, which loan scenario is best for you, what interest rate's best for you, whether to buy a point, buy 2 points, not buy the point. Kind of just setting up for you versus just kind of given whatever
the next line. And now also you mentioned, obviously, with regards to all that, one of the things that obviously I think it's we're able to maximize, and this is something, obviously it's not really my specialty anymore because I don't do mortgages or anything like that, but is it a difference when you work with a specific bank versus what you do? That I think you mentioned something that you're able to obviously compete or even beat because you do wholesale. So you're not focused on one lender aspect of it. You have multiple.
Yeah, I can shop the rate. I can shop the rate around. I think we're signed up with about 10 to 15 banks that do FHA conventional loans, VA loans. There's hundreds out there that do the same thing. We work with the number one wholesale bank in the country. along with others. Each bank has, certain ticks that maybe others don't. They're all great, but I focus on getting the loan done quickly, efficiently, as painless as possible. So
Definitely. Guys, for you guys out there checking out the channel for the first time, consider liking, subscribing, comment. I'm going to go ahead and put my boy Matt Barquette's contact information on the description, along with his company, obviously, Real Mortgage Solutions. Again, he's been on the channel in the past. Right now, we're going through a lot of up and downs, and I always get the same question all the time, which obviously regarding, buying a home or what do I need? Guess what? We got a person right now, right here, that could answer those questions. If you guys have any questions, any concerns, on the link on the description, I'm going to go ahead and put a contact form in there. Guys, fill that out. I think in the next couple of months, it's going to be really interesting what's going to happen, not only with the rates, but with the market. So for you guys out there, obviously you're looking to fix your credit for purposes of purchasing a property, go ahead and take advantage of this information. Start preparing yourselves. And for more questions and concerns, nevertheless, we're here to help. Thank you so much for the love and support. Do we have anything else?
if you have any questions, don't hesitate to give me a call.
Give them a call. Thank you so much, guys.